Hey guys, hope you are going well. This afternoon, two live streams for you guys today. So what we're going to be focusing on, or what I'm going to be focusing on today, is how you can 10 times your training by being able to focus in on just one area of your training. Okay, this is something that a lot of riders and racers don't really think about too much in terms of their training, and this goes for athletes in general. We're going to talk about compounding, okay, and how one area will affect another. So shout out, hey Olivia, give me a like or comment. Let me know that you're here and you can see me all right. I've got my headphones in, so it should be all good. What we're going to be talking about, hey Adam, good to have you on the live stream. What we're going to be talking about, what we're going to be focusing on today is the compounding effect of training, okay, and how you can focus on just one area of training and how that can improve, hey Adam, how that can improve multiple areas of your training. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, to get into the nuts and bolts of that, what we're talking about is the compounding effect. Okay, now, for those of you that have maybe a car loan, a mortgage, any type of loan, okay, what you will know is that the interest on that is compounded. So you get interest on top of interest on top of interest on top of interest, and that continues to multiply by each other. Okay, so although you may have a house loan and maybe it's I don't know what mortgage rates are. Let's just say it's 10%. Okay, let's just say you've taken out a mortgage for $500,000, and the interest on that is 10%. Okay, over that 30 years that you have that loan, you don't just pay the 10% on that $400,000. You pay 10% 1 year, on top of 10% the next year, on top of 10%, on top of 10%, on top of 10%, on top of 10%, and that goes on for 30 years, okay? So if you look at, even if you go on like a Bankwest calculator or some simple mortgage calculator, what you'll find is that you didn't just pay the 10% of the 400,000, you probably ended up paying like 600,000 or 800,000 or whatever it was. So you end up paying a lot more because that interest is compounded. So it looks like something so small, but it ends up turning into something so major. Now, training is exactly the same way. So you're probably wondering when I was going to get to my point, because this isn't a finance live stream. What happens with our training is when we improve one area, when we boost up one area, we simultaneously boost up every other area as well. Okay. Now I'm going to explain how that happens. So have a think about, let's talk about nutrition. Okay. Let's just say we improve your level of energy by 50%. Okay, so we teach you to eat the right stuff, you're having the right breakfast, you're eating at the right times, you're eating the right stuff, taking good quality food, doing everything that you're supposed to do, and by doing that, we're able to give you 50% more energy. Okay, what that now means is a whole string of benefits in every other facet of training. So, you have 50% more high levels of energy, okay? This means that this then transfers onto everything else. So, what will start to happen is 50% more energy. Okay, what's going to happen when you rock up to training and you have 50% more energy? Okay, number one, you're going to be more consistent with your sessions. You're going to be more driven because you've got more energy. Okay, so higher levels of consistent motivation. That's the first thing, more consistent with your training. The second thing, going to be able to train a lot harder. When you rock up to training, okay, and you're full of energy, ready to go, ready to kill it, you're going to work a lot harder, okay? And what happens when you work a lot harder at training? You get a lot better results from training. So you get a lot fitter, you get a lot stronger, you get a lot more flexible, you build your mental strength, build your lung capacity, everything starts to increase. Now, when all those areas start to increase, that then means that we can increase your fitness a shitload quicker for the same amount of time that you're putting in, okay? Which means that the results that we get on the bike can be obtained a shitload quicker. We can have much higher levels of fitness than what we currently have. That's not just from changing your nutrition, okay? We also get body composition changes, reduce your level of body fat to more optimum levels of body fat, okay? And that applies to a whole heap of stuff. So although we've just worked on nutrition, it helps to get us stronger. So we worked on nutrition, which helps to get us stronger, which helps to improve our conditioning, which helps us be more consistent with training, which helps us to have better body composition, okay, which helps us to have more energy. It ranges into all these other areas, okay, which is why it's so important. So that compounds on each other. Now, this is where we can get exponential growth, exponential progress with your training, And that's by being able to do this in multiple areas. So not just nailing your training, what do you think is going to happen then when we nail just your strength component of your training? So we've got your nutrition nailed. We make your nutrition give you 50% more energy. We then look at your strength training. Make that 50% better than what it is. Make the movements more transferable over to race day. Okay. Have better quality movements. Move better. Okay. A whole string of stuff. When we boost that by 50%, then we have 50% times by 50%. Okay. And then what do you think is going to happen when we do the same for our conditioning and we optimize your conditioning by 50%? Now we have 50% times 50% times 50%. Then what do you think is going to happen when we do the same thing with flexibility? 50 times 50 times 50 times 50. Okay, we get that compounding effect where it's not just a 50% increase, it's 50% of 50% of 50% of 50%, and that keeps going on. Exactly like the house mortgage example. Okay, so when you have that compounding effect over a period of time, and in the short term, no, okay, it might not be as beneficial. Same as the interest on a house. Okay, over the long term is where we get the real results. Okay, that's where the bank makes the money. Okay, which is over the long term. That's exactly the same with our training. So when we're looking at our training on a weekly basis, okay, 50%, maybe not that big of a deal, all right? When we're looking at that over months, over years, okay, over multiple seasons, that's when the magic starts to happen because we've only worked on one area, but we've simultaneously improved all the other areas around that. And then when we start to improve those other areas around the outside, hey, Peter, the exact same thing starts to happen and it all starts to multiply. So it's so important just to start with one area. Just pick one thing, okay? You don't need to try and make everything perfect to start with. Just pick one area you want to make better. Is that nutrition? Is that training? Is that food before training? Is that pre-workout, post-workout? Is that breakfast? Is that being more consistent with training? Is that having a program, having someone to help you, having a coach? Whatever it is. Hey, James, whatever it is, you need to be able to pick one thing. Because when you pick that one thing, you devote all your time into that and you make it a shit ton better while keeping everything else equal. Everything else will automatically raise its standard. Everything else will automatically be better because when you feel better, when you're performing better, that carries over to everything, okay? So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys today. So write in the comments for me. What's the one area that you feel, there's a few of you on here, what's the one area you feel that you need to work on that's holding you back the most? That can give you the most leverage in being able to build all those other areas up. So that's the question of the day today, okay? What is the one area you feel that you can implement that needs a little bit of work that's really going to help to boost your training and boost all those other areas? So you can post that in the comments below and I'll be able to scroll through and have a look. So I hope you guys have had a great day. Some of you will be at training, some of you will be done training, some of you will be going riding. So remember, train hard, race harder. See you tomorrow, guys. See ya.